My name's John, and I used to work as a system engineer at a family-owned SME. At that time, I'd say, without boasting too much, that I was pretty good at my job. However, what worried me was that our company's president was really into new things. It's not a bad thing per se, but he was all about relying on AI for everything. And that worry came to fruition.
It's the era of AI from now on.
By saying that, the president was someone who would enthusiastically introduce new things that caught his eye, despite having little knowledge.
Sure, there are tasks that become more efficient with AI. I can't deny that.
But to trust it to such an extent is a bit much.
Some of my colleagues felt their jobs were being taken over by AI, depending on the task.
Then, an incident occurred. My team had just finished a major project, and we were about to start on a new one. It was around this time. That's when the president suddenly declared,
From now on, we will implement AI in almost all of our systems.
the other employees started to murmur among themselves. Here we go again. I whispered to my junior colleague.
Exactly.
He sighed back quietly.
So, I've been saying that we're going to use AI from now on. But who's the person responsible for creating this incomprehensible, outdated system?
The outdated system the president was referring to was the project we had just completed. It was a system used by 3,900 employees of a large corporation. We had spent a long time completing it. I can't believe he can say such things without understanding anything. At that time, I couldn't have imagined the president would do what he did next.
Hey, this outdated system is unnecessary in this day and age. Erase it right now.
What?
We were taken aback by the president's sudden declaration. Wait.
Okay, this one? Got it. I'll delete it right now.
To our horror, the president's wife promptly deleted all the data without hesitation. It felt like it took barely 3 seconds. We had no time to stop her. At that moment, time stood still for all the employees involved in the project, including myself. As soon as the system was deleted by the president's wife, an alarm started blaring. What have you done?
With AI, this could be.
There's nothing we can do about this, I exclaimed, and both the president, who had ordered the deletion, and his wife, who had carried it out without hesitation, were.
Are you kidding me?
They turned pale as the alarm continued to sound only in the conference room.
What's going on?
The president's wife was in a panic. The project team members were stunned by the shocking turn of events. Some employees were literally in a daze.
This has got to be fixable, right? Besides, you guys built this system, didn't you? Figure it out.
The president yelled. His unreasonable words made me tremble with anger. Mr. Smith, there's a difference between fixing a malfunctioning system and rebuilding a deleted system.
Shut up. It's only like this because you guys made some incomprehensible thing.
While the president was shouting, his wife said,
It's not my fault. You're the one who said to delete it.
Who deletes something just because they're told to? Why couldn't you foresee this happening?
You're always yelling to do things faster.
A baffling argument between the couple broke out. Anyway, we've got to do something, so fix this. We'll start from here. I was desperately trying to figure out the best way to deal with the huge problem that had occurred. If we didn't do something, a major contract would literally go up in smoke.
John, what should we do? Can we even fix this?
I'm looking over everything right now to figure out a plan of action.
John, you're quick to take action.
Fix this ASAP. It's a matter of the company's face.
I'll do my best. No, it's impossible. It's impossible to fully restore it today. I decided to take emergency measures while giving instructions to my team members.
Man, this is really tough, no matter how you look at it.
While working, my junior let out a sigh of defeat. I know, but we have to do what we can now. Otherwise, it'll turn into an irrevocable situation.
We've been working hard for the past 6 months, but
Saying that, my junior looked like he was about to cry. It's going to be okay. Let's figure this out. Honestly, it was far from okay, but I had to keep telling myself it was going to be okay, or I wouldn't even be able to stand up in this critical situation. But as the leader of this project, I had to figure something out. I was desperately coming up with a desperate plan. Meanwhile, the president and his wife were just standing there, staring blankly. Could you move? You're in the way of the work. Frustrated, I ended up speaking to them in that manner.
Young man, how dare you speak to me, the president, in such a manner?
As if I wasn't busy enough, the president started nagging, and I was incredibly irritated.
Yes, you should apologize. Such an attitude is unacceptable.
The president's wife joined in, nagging away. I ignored the two of them and kept working quietly.
John, the president and his wife seem pretty upset. Are you sure it's okay not to deal with them?
My junior was concerned about me. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Restoring the system is the priority.
Okay, got it.
And so, we managed to avoid the worst case scenario.
John, we managed somehow.
But this is just a temporary emergency measure. It's still a serious problem. We need to prioritize this before moving on to the next project. It's pretty bad. At that moment, my head was about to burst. Weird sweat was coming out, and the level of exhaustion was abnormal. It felt like all my adrenaline had been released. In that situation, the president got involved again.
Come on, how long is this going to take? I'm not just sitting around here. Hurry up and finish this.
The entire team has just barely completed the emergency measures after putting in all their effort. You know, I reached my limit with these words from the president. What have you done?
John, calm down.
My junior tried to stop me, but I couldn't contain my anger anymore.
So what? Are our procedures so bad that we can quickly resolve a trouble like this?
The president was oblivious to the seriousness of the situation. And then, this heartless remark. Mr. Smith, with all due respect, please apologize to everyone here first.
Apologize? For what you say? It's an exaggeration to make a fuss over a mere system warning.
I couldn't stay calm at all.
It's not a big deal, right? With AI, this could be done in no time. And yet, why is this taking so much time?
This is impossible for AI. If you think it's doable with AI, Mr. Smith, please go ahead and do it. Come on, quickly, please.
John, that's enough.
What? Do you know who you're talking to?
I'm aware. I'm speaking for the company and for the team members who built this system together.
What? Ridiculous. You should apologize for your attitude right now.
I can't do that. We'd rather you apologize.
Me? Apologize? What are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. Remember, you were the one who greenlit this project, Mr. Smith, and we used a considerable amount of time and effort to complete this system. As I said before, it's us who should be receiving an apology.
Me? Apologize for something like this? What nonsense are you spouting? The considerable time and effort it took is because of your incompetence, right? It was you guys who were dilly-dallying.
Yes, it's incredibly rude to deflect your own incompetence like this. You apologize to the president now. Know your place.
I must refuse. I'm not at fault here. With all due respect, Mr. Smith, perhaps you should review the work breakdown. It's clear that no one here has made any unnecessary movements.
John, that's enough.
Please apologize to all the employees involved in this project for deleting the data.
What? You? Even though you're an employee? Talking back to me.
Mrs. Smith, your behavior since earlier might drive the employees away, especially as the person responsible for deleting the data. You're already being looked at differently by the other employees.
How dare you? Even though I deleted it, I was just following the president's orders.
Don't try to twist the story. It's your lack of efficiency that's the problem.
The president's face turned red with anger, and the president's wife was nagging in the background.
First of all, you've been talking like you're the representative of the employees, but the representative of the employees is the president. Your opinion doesn't dictate anything.
If that's how you feel, you're fired. That's it, you're fired. Don't bother coming in tomorrow.
Yes, I agree with what the president said.
Remember, what you've done will come back to haunt you. Reflect on it deeply.
What? It was a shocking and sudden declaration of dismissal. The president was furious, and his wife had a disgustingly pleased grin.
I don't know what you're so confident about, but start clearing out your desk already.
I won't touch this system anymore.
Wait, Mr. Smith, please, John, let's start over. We're okay.
No, that's not what I mean. I gently placed a hand on my junior's shoulder and whispered, "Thanks." Then, I faced the president again. "Are you really okay with this? I had resolved to resign and said so.
You, acting all high and mighty, who do you think you are? Just a project leader, right?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying it. So, you're really okay with firing me without having the system restored?
Don't care, don't care. The company won't suffer a bit just because one engineer leaves.
Really, your arrogance is excessive. What gives you the right to speak so haughtily?
That's not my intention, but I'd like to take this opportunity to say it. From now on, I won't be involved in anything, so please keep that in mind.
Humph, what gives you the right to act so mighty? Even if you come crying back, we won't take you.
Is that so? Understood.
John,
My junior looked at me, almost in tears.
Mr. Smith, please reconsider. If you fire John, you'll definitely regret it.
You too have been nothing but noisy. Or what? Do you want to be fired as well?
After being told off by the president, my junior looked down. And then I noticed his fist clenched tightly. He's not involved. Please stop attacking anyone other than me.
You're acting all noble. Think you've become a saint.
The president and his wife left the room, muttering complaints. I had accepted the president's declaration of firing me in the heat of the moment. And later, when I had cooled down, I thought, what have I done? I was also worried about the junior who looked up to me. He had tried hard to mediate while the president and I were arguing. He was energetic and dedicated to his work. He had made significant contributions to this project. He was definitely growing every day, but to be honest, he wasn't yet capable of perfectly restoring the data that had been deleted.
What should I really do? Without John, it's probably impossible to perfectly restore it.
It's okay, indeed, that data might not be perfectly restorable, but you don't have to take all the responsibility, so don't worry. After all, those two are the ones who deleted it.
I guess so, but
Besides, with your skills, you'll make it anywhere if you leave.
I still had so much I wanted to learn from you, John.
I'm sorry, but this isn't the only company where you can shine. Look, and there are plenty of people out there more talented than me. My junior, trying to cheer me up in turn, said,
That's true.
What do you mean that's true? Hey, I properly retorted. But considering the president and his wife's excessive faith in AI, it's highly likely they'll repeat the same mistake without showing any remorse.
That's true. Well, I'll start planning ahead while I can.
Yeah, that might be the smartest move. There were still things I wanted to teach my junior, but it was a situation where I had to accept it as it was. I believe that he will grow significantly, even without me around.
John, thank you for everything until now. I will grow enough to make you proud.
It's going to be tough, but everyone, please do your best. I should be the one thanking you, but it was a good thing. Upon reflection, staying at such a company really wasn't worth it. Plus, I had fortunately received an offer to be poached by a company run by an acquaintance. But I had told them, please wait for my response. At that time, we were in the middle of a big project. Yes, that was the project that just got deleted. So, the timing was bad in many ways. However, the conditions offered by the other party were quite good. And honestly, I was tempted. My current company didn't offer much, but there were many projects that wouldn't run without me, and I felt a sense of fulfillment from that. There was also a hard-working junior. I wasn't told to do so, but I had wanted to develop this junior more. Not to toot my own horn, but I pride myself on being a superior system engineer. The president probably doesn't know how good I actually am. So, this incident somehow made it easier for me to leave the company without any regrets. Hello, I appreciate your time. I'm calling about the offer you made previously. Really? Then, I'll visit your company in a few days. Yes. Thank you. This allowed me to proceed with the poaching offer. Fortunately, they were still waiting for me. Then, I joined the acquaintance's company. This company had a high level of individual skill. Working with such skilled people made me realize how much I still had to learn. I felt a different kind of fulfillment than before. Then one day, my phone rang. Now what? The caller was the president who had fired me. I hesitated to answer, but it was so persistent that I reluctantly picked up. This is John. Long time no see.
Hey, are you doing okay? I regret what happened back then.
Sorry, I'm swamped right now and don't have much time.
Just quickly, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Heck, what a hassle. I thought so and gently refused.
Please, I'm begging you.
However, since he insisted and said he would come all the way to near where I work, I reluctantly agreed to meet. When I arrived at the cafe for the meeting, the president and his wife were sitting together. Long time no see. What can I do for you?
John, would you consider coming back to our company?
The president said that as soon as we met. Excuse me. I was surprised and my voice involuntarily rose. What are you talking about now?
Please.
The president's wife murmured as well.
That day, I was too harsh on you. I just really wanted to prove the latest devices.
What's with the change of heart?
No, it's just that. After that, the employees also spoke up, and I've been reflecting. So, what do you say?
I'm sorry, but as you know, I'm already working at another company. I can't return to your company.
Can't you make an exception?
Why? Weren't you the one who said that the company wouldn't hurt a bit just because one engineer left?
Nobody else could do it.
Excuse me.
He's saying they couldn't do it.
The president's wife, for some reason, was getting irritated and glared at me.
Hey, stop it.
It's because you never speak up clearly that things become so tedious.
Getting angry won't change anything. John, please, I'm asking for your help. You understand, right? It couldn't be fixed.
I immediately knew what the president was talking about, but I asked anyway. What couldn't be done?
The systems recovery. The one you were the project leader for. That system.
You were boasting about using AI, weren't you? Didn't you use it?
That's the thing. We tried, but AI couldn't handle it.
Well, I thought as much.
And even the employees involved in the project couldn't do anything about it. We're at a loss.
That system was something all of us, including myself, worked hard to build.
You know what I'm asking, and still you ask.
Hey, stop it.
The president again tried to calm his wife.
You. Instead of stopping me every time, you should be persuading him properly.
It's because you keep raising your voice and not calming down that the conversation doesn't progress.
If you were more decisive, we wouldn't be in this situation.
The argument was going nowhere, so I cut in. Everyone there knew that AI couldn't handle it, right? Everyone but you two. All the employees knew.
That is.
After you left, employees involved in that project started quitting one after another. I thought it would be fine and didn't stop the employees who wanted to leave. But it seems it's utterly impossible for the remaining staff to recover that system.
Indeed, after I left, many employees, including the junior who looked up to me, decided to leave. I knew this because I had heard from the junior.
In the end, they became desperate to bring you back, John, the president and his wife.
I see. So, they haven't changed even after this. Even though I had heard about it from my junior, it was just as I imagined, and I was becoming increasingly exasperated. In the end, the president and his wife only cared about themselves. They kept making statements that didn't seem to consider preservation, and until the end, there were no words of apology towards me or the employees.
If things continue this way, major contracts are in jeopardy. Once that happens, it's irretrievable.
You were involved in those projects, too. Isn't it only proper to see them through to the end?
That would be the case if I were still an employee of the company, right? I've quit and am now working for a different company. It doesn't concern me anymore. Mr. Smith, it's really a shame.
What is?
I regret the version of myself that wanted to contribute to your company.
What are you talking about? Right now, it's about whether you will come back to the company, help us out or not. It's a company you worked for until recently. You could help us out, couldn't you?
I hate to say this, but I even think it was a waste of time.
John, what are you really saying?
What? What nonsensical things have you been saying?
Not making sense. That's truly unfortunate. Saying that, I stood up to leave.
Wait a minute. What can we do to get your help? Money? How much? How much do we need to offer? We'll even give the bonus up front.
It's not about that, Mr. Smith.
Is this enough, huh? Do I need to kneel? Shall I kneel then?
The conversation isn't over. Listen until the end.
No matter what you do or how much money you offer, I have no intention of helping.
What did you say? You ungrateful.
Just to confirm, it was you two who deleted the system we, the employees, had worked hard to build without any hesitation, right? And now you're asking me to rebuild it. Shouldn't you apologize for that first?
Would an apology satisfy you?
That's not what I'm saying.
You, be quiet, John, so an apology is enough, right? I'm sorry for firing you out of the blue. There, I'm apologizing, please. Please help us. Otherwise, we'll lose the contract with that big corporation. Then, my company is done for.
An insincere apology is unnecessary. It's actually infuriating, so please stop. At my words, the president's wife's face turned red with anger, becoming even more furious.
You were the one who asked for an apology. And yet, what do you intend by this?
So, Mr. Smith, why are you apologizing to me?
That's because I fired you suddenly.
Mr. Smith, I won't say the same thing twice. I'm busy myself.
Wait, from now on, I won't do anything unilaterally. I'll change my attitude towards the employees. Is that okay?
Yes, if you come back now, we'll double your salary and give you a position.
Please, I'm begging you.
Despite me explaining what I wanted an apology for, they completely failed to understand. He wasn't this bad in the past. With the advent of AI, I feel like the president has become increasingly odd day by day. Looking back, he seemed to be panicking about being left behind if we didn't adopt new things. It's not wrong, but that's not all there is to it. I suspect the president's wife had a hand in fanning those flames. That's what I think. Well, it's too late to worry about it now.